Yeah, man. Good afternoon, class. My name is Mr. James. I'll be your substitute teacher for the day. If you have any questions, please do raise your hands. And if you do not raise your hands, I just assume you understand.
We appreciate you being here, man. I first will say, to the viewers, the revolution was crazy.
Wow.
And I'm really not just saying that. So yeah, man, that's first things first, just sincerely, great job, man. Why run the race?
Right.
Where'd that come from?
Well, it's like an A and B. A is, I don't know. Usually a lot of our great ideas come from something we stumble on or something we do, and all of a sudden light hits, we run with it.
Right.
But I think run the race, the phrase was birthed in me before the idea of what I was going to do with it. I just found myself talking and saying, hey, don't forget to run the race.
Gotcha.
Don't forget to run the race.
Gotcha.
And so me as a Christian perspective, understanding, hey, this life, this fight, my marriage, this single life, whatever I was in, it's a race to run. I started putting two together, and I said, look, everybody's doing a facet of it, but no one's doing the whole performing arts. Some thought, run the race is an action word. So why don't we put action to it? And it birthed Run the Race, Performing Arts Ministry. Pop that LLC on it.
Make it official.
Right.
What is your background in the arts, and that relates to Run the Race?
So for like many people, that they were born with just gifts. And then as they triculate and grow up, they find out that they probably need to get some education on it.
Right.
To either make it official for people to respect or to put terminology to what they do naturally. So I have like a mass media degree and behind the scenes, running cameras and stuff, that's what I do. But then I have a bachelor's in theater and drama.
Okay.
And I got a master's in education. So it's kind of like, it's everywhere.
Gotcha.
But I've been doing this thing we call arts, man, I don't know, since a babe. But mine officially was like 1998.
Gotcha.
When we was like getting thrown out of churches.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So that kind of sparked some interest in me to hear you say that you have that background in education. Education is important to me.
Absolutely.
Really in any facet.
Yes.
I'm a huge believer in any craft that you do to bring any type of official nature to it. And I don't even mean necessarily going to college or having a master's, which are great things, or a bachelor's, but just educating yourself. So I'm curious, how has that, helped Run the Race, your education? How important was that part of what you do? Because I would think that people out there might say, do I really need an education to do arts?
Right.
So how important was that for you?
Well, okay, so I'll be as clear as I can, even just on the theater aspect.
Okay.
Man, if I'm going to be leading and being over a company that's dealing with art, so for instance, the less I know, the less people grow up under me.
Wow.
Because honestly, if I'm only here, it's only so much I can give you, right?
Right.
You only lead as much as your exposure. So what has helped me is the traveling and getting the education. So people who can't get it, gets it from me. So simple stuff like we can teach you the arts, the dance and stuff, but yet I also got a background in how to do makeup. We're not talking about regular makeup, even though I can, but we're talking how can you change characters? Why is lighting important? Why should you wear this based on this? Perspective that people don't think about.
Right.
And it separates you from having a good presentation to being professional. People want to pay for it.
Gotcha.
So I think education helped me to understand, stop looking at what you do on a street mentality. That's the raw level. I mean, that's the passion level. But once we get past the passion level, this is not going to sustain us. This ain't going to pay the bills.
Right.
That's the raw level, but you need education to sustain it. So the education also taught me the day when my body can't teach you anymore, I still can teach. I can sit down and still teach you concepts.
Wow.
And what's separating me from other people across the country is that some are teaching it fully or doing the ministry or the business. But after a while, man, as we grow, seasons change and life happens, family and all that stuff. Our bodies change.
Right.
Me, I can sit down, still teach. I can social media and teach different ways, and my company still soars. I don't miss a beat. For them, they are at a cylinder. And that's what education has helped me, to how to get around whatever life hits you. There's a solution to get around to keep my business from stop running and keep that pace going.
The two things that stand out to me is really your ability to still be effective even while you're not doing it.
Yes.
I love the point about, as a leader, people can only get as much as you can give, as a teacher. So I think those are important. And then honestly, now that I know that about you, because I came to your event not knowing your education background, right?
Wow.
So I'm just experiencing the event, but now that the excellence of the event, the attention to detail of the event now makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it was not just some random dude who likes to dance or likes arts that said, hey, everybody come together and let's dance. And I also love your point about your passion only gets you so.
We graduate them with honors. You get your first car, or when you're showing love, you can't be apart. It's a rap. God gave me this gift. It's a rap. No pain. It's a rap. No buts. It's a rap. No
pain. I have the great James Hayes from Run the Race LLC here with me. Welcome back. Thank you. Appreciate you again for being here, man.
Glad to be here.
So really enjoying this conversation. You mentioned earlier about family. So can you maybe tell us a little bit about, I guess, first, your family situation, how your family is structured, and then how that relates to your business and ministry? How does that affect, how does that family part play a role? Because I think there are a lot of people out there who don't know how to piece their spouse into their business or ministry.
Yeah.
And that becomes something that becomes a negative effect.
Yeah.
And eventually either ends the marriage or the business or the ministry,
Yes.
which we don't want any of those to end.
Right.
So I'm just curious how you've kind of coped with that, and how does your situation work, as much as you want to share with the people.
Well, the easy stuff is I can just tell you my structure of my family. I'm dad, I'm husband, then my wife, Tay, my son, 6-year-old son is Julian, and then my daughter, 14-year-old daughter, Rayon, pray for me. But man, in some words, people say, oh, it's perfect, you got a boy and you got a girl. Man, first of all, I'm just blessed that they're healthy.
Amen.
Because life could be just different. So I'm thankful for that. So basically, I have a blended family.
Okay.
And blended just simply means that there's some multiple pieces. I've been blessed to have a lended gift with my daughter. So I share her with her biological father.
Okay.
Of course, challenges can come with that, which I think helps me, helps my approach in ministry, helps my approach in business, of how to have rules in your house, but then have to be lenient enough to know there's another set of rules somewhere. Also knowing that I'm an adult, I can handle the shift, but she's a teenager, having to be able to go from one rules to another and how to shift that on and off. It can be difficult.
Gotcha.
Plus, whatever she's feeling, she's teaching my son without her even knowing it. So you got to deal with people's transition. Man, all that helps me in what I do.
Right.
And so it is a everyday approach of how to manage the Hayes house.
Gotcha.
And I think that helps me in my business, helps me in ministry. So first of all, that's my family. How do I put them into business? Generations before us, our forefathers that was in ministry, were wonderful at ministry. They sucked at family. And I think that that is not how God wanted it. As I kept looking at principles, man, it's times in the Bible, he checks us. Hey, don't come to me, don't go to church, don't do communion. You and your wife ain't tight. Matter of fact, don't pray to me because I ain't hearing it if y'all ain't on one accord. What I took for those principles is he cares about the sanity of the family. Are we together? And I've learned, man, that is ministry. So what I did was, the priest, the protector, the provider, but the fourth one is present. I gotta be here. So I tried to find a way to pluck my family strategically in the stuff that I do. All of it don't work all the time, but when it comes to Run the Race, especially major events, my family's there.
Gotcha.
So my wife helps me even though it's my vision, I run it, I'm the face. She runs the money on purpose. First of all, that's her background. That's what her degree is in.
Gotcha.
So second of all, I'm keeping her connected to what she does. Second of all, I'm letting her know that, you know what, you don't have to be employed. We are employed. Let's run our own business. And that helps her mentally. So we're constantly empowering people and have to empower our family at the same time. So I don't know if that works for everybody, but I think you find a way to get them involved in what you do. So run the race, I'm a minister, you know, I work the government, do a couple of other things that are multitasking, but you find a way to include them.
Like you know, something you said, and I know there'll be people out there that'll watch this and say, well, that doesn't work for me and my wife. You know, we don't like to work together or whatever. However, I think the key is to figure out how to include them. When we came to the Revolution, as you see, my wife was working the camera.
Right.
Now, you know, that's a very small thing, but it's her there with me in that process. And, you know, I wasn't always a person that thought like that. Through experience, you learn that, you know what, you don't want to be growing the ministry
Right.
while you are depleting the ministry at home. You know?
So remember you asked me about how education plays a part.
Yes.
So like you said, that it is something that you didn't approach at first. You learned, that word learn, you learned that thing as you start walking or running your race, right?
Yeah, there you go.
So basically, another aspect of learning and getting education is the on-the-job training. That us going through our lives and learning and finding out. My wife does the video like you said, but guess what happens to your wife? As she's doing the video, she's learning how her husband thinks. Man, that helps marriage so much when she starts to get my thought process and how I approach stuff, which then lets her know a little bit of that's how he approached house. Oh, that's why he does what he does.
Gotcha.
So now I'm getting, this is why I need to approach her. So I just think it all connects.
Yeah,
That's my thought on that.
I also saw that your children
Yeah.
were actually a part of the production for
Yes.
Run the Race. How's that having your children kind of as, would they be considered students in that production, or how's it?
That's the funny thing, they are.
Okay.
Everybody registered. Even my kids registered, which is a business aspect that I think we need to learn too. That a lot of us shortchange our business perception, families involved or friends involved. No, don't do that, because you're little by little you are creating a mindset about your business that you don't want to keep going. No, my kids had to register.
Right.
So I'm daddy, so I have to register my kids to my own conference.
Right.
Which is just a good model. I guess people will get that later. That just don't shortchange your stuff just because we're family and we
You
friends.
know, I've been a part of text message threads with you and some other leaders. One of the things that I noticed, and it could be small to people. My background is in marketing. That's where my degree is at. So marketing for me tends to be very important in every aspect of life. But you find a way to say run or run the race.
Yes, sir.
Regardless, we could be talking about like going to the moon, and you like, when you get there, run.
Yes, sir.
Where does marketing play a role? How did you get a knack for just something that simple to always incorporate your brand into what you're doing?
Right.
And how does a person get there to where they believe in their brand to be able to market it that way?
Right. Let me bridge that to the question I don't think I answered, and that is how you feel about the kids, which can help with the marketing.
Okay.
It felt good. I'm a father. So that was my son's very first time publicly
Okay.
miming, but he's always been there. And it was good to see my daughter as well. So here it is about the marketing. And that aspect is all arts. So you use what you're trying to get. I'm trying to get youth and kids, so I need to use youth and kids. So I have my son, I have my daughter who appeals to the teenagers, my son appeals to the younger generation who they feel cannot be controlled or they too much energy. you must need some medication and stuff. And I'm here to debunk all that.
Right.
So I use a energetic son to show them with my t-shirt on, rocking out mine, that if you give them something, teach them something, and keep them focused in the sense of where they are, man, they can do anything. So that they help me even with my marketing in that aspect.
Okay.
So little things, like even today, we're talking about our brand. Without even thinking about it, we rock our brand.
Yeah.
So I think it's to the point where you care about it so much, you want people to know what you do. You have to consciously force yourself to do it first of all. Then it'll become reality.
Gotcha.
So everything that I do, I try to run the race. So basically, Run the Race just does a whole bunch of things. I'm just telling you, we do consulting work. We use arts to deal with where people are. I got a thing, Run Your Health, I was telling you about. Run Your Marriage is a component where we use the theme of running something. So Run Your Marriage is not a man running the house or a woman running the house. It's taking ownership and actually living that thing. So we're trying to come out with a thing, with like a conference in a lot of different ways where we're going to empower married couples. So Run the Race is a hub, but there's so many branches that are going to be popping out of it. Wow. So I see that on the horizon. As for me personally, working on a book.
Wow.
And man, I just hope that this stuff helps people. And I think if it helps people, it's done right. Money and doors open, all that stuff comes. Do what you're passionate about, but be educated so we can do it the right way. I think the right people will get it, and doors will be open.
This will be the last thing. I'm gonna let you go, man. It's been a great conversation, but you keep saying stuff to spark other things for me, and the concept of it's better to give than to receive. For me, I'm gonna speak for me, not for other people. I think that most of my life I only looked at that as like money or giving like a physical gift or something, right? The more I meet people in business and ministry that are multi-talented and are in love with what they do and that give themselves so freely, I think the more I realize the true essence of what it means that it's better to give than to receive. It's giving everything. That's from a rehearsal or a production. It's better to give because of the people that you end up impacting along the way.
Absolutely.
And the weird thing about it is what you just said. Once you do give, when you give of yourself and it's done the right way, it's definitely gonna come back. In a lot of ways, you end up getting a lot more than you even thought about or asked for.
So my principle is this. We always use it as for money, but we say, give and it should be given back to you. Press down, shaken together, run it over, show me and give it to you. And we use that for money, but if you read that scripture, man, it's just talking about forgiveness, and it's talking about whatever you give. So if I'm hating on you, I'm gonna get hate back. Good measure. Press down, shaken together, running over. Meaning whatever hate I gave out, I'm getting way more back. If I give love, I'm gonna get good measure. Press down, shake it together, run it over. The principle of that is whatever you give. He's so dope, man. It's gonna come back to you. Not only come back to you in good measure. Press down, shake it together, run it over. Show men give to your bosom. Meaning, our blessings, man, coming through men's hands. God can do it, but He gives it to men. And we do it just like this. It's almost sometimes, man, when we want stuff, it just comes. We was talking about that. Conversations just happen. He just.
You weren't even looking for it.
So all I'm saying is this: integrity, man, in this business. Learn your craft. You already got the core in this. You passionate about it. Put some education on it so that you can run your race and don't stop so many times. Because it's a distance. But you can run it to the point, man, you got a pace on it. Before you know it, man, you look around, you got more runners. And as life goes on, you can pass that baton. Other people can run your legacy.
Listen, thank you, James. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Appreciate
sir.
you sitting with me and talking with me, man. Thank you guys for watching. Listen, you heard what he said. This is a marathon, not a sprint. You got to be ready to run. You got to be conditioned to run. So many of us are only mentally conditioned to sprint. And when something doesn't happen right away, we give up. But I thank God for Run the Race and what they're doing. I thank God for James, man. I just pray nothing but the best for you and your family. And for all my viewers out there, I hope you guys can grab a hold to Run the Race and what he's doing. Can you tell us where we can find you, whether it be social media, email, anything? Where can they find Run the Race at?
Website is the question, areyouRunning.org. The letter R, the letter U, the word running.org. Social media, me, Instagram, RunJCH, Facebook, James C. Hayes, Instagram, Run with JC Hayes. That's also Periscope. Trying to remember all this stuff.
It's crazy.
Twitter is Run with JC Hayes. If you forget all that, go to the website. Are you running? And that's the question for the day. You running your race? It's meaning you don't have to be the fastest. You don't have to be the strongest, but it's the one who endures. That word endures means patient. That means you got to be patient through this thing. How do you get patience? This is it. Storms, trials work of your patience. The very thing that you need to go through this storm is endurance. The very thing you need to do to get endurance is storms. Allow your storms to hit you, but endure. You'll win the race.
Responded to some YouTube comments. Oops, my bad. I ain't mean to catch a fit. I could take a compliment. Higher levels of knowledge. We finally made it to college. No dropouts. We graduate them with honors. When you get your first car, or when you're someone love, you can't be a part. It's a rap. God gave me this gift. It's a rap. No ands, no buts. It's a rap. No ifs. The feeling when you get your first car, or when you're someone love, you can't be a part. It's a rap. God gave me this gift.